Mary had a little man.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
6 months into her tenure, Harvard University President Claudine Gay announced she's resigning so that our community can navigate this moment of extraordinary challenge. Gay's resignation comes nearly a month after she and the presidents of UPenn and MIT faced widespread condemnation following this testimony at a House education hearing on anti-Semitism on college campuses.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment, yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign.
House Republican Chair Elise Stefanik, a Harvard alum, posted, "Two down," referring to Gay and Penn President Liz McGill, who also resigned days after the hearing. While Harvard's governing board initially backed Gay, she faced increasing scrutiny following charges of plagiarism in her dissertation and several articles, including reports of a new complaint filed this week. Gay, who was Harvard's first black female president, denied the allegations of plagiarism and stated, "It has been distressing to have doubt cast on my commitments to confronting hate and to upholding scholarly rigor, and frightening to be subjected to personal attacks and threats fueled by racial animus."
It came out of nowhere.
Jonathan Frieden is a Harvard law student who attended the congressional hearing and has experienced anti-Semitism on campus.
The issues that exist are systemic, and they still need to be addressed.
So you think this is just the beginning?
I hope that this is just the beginning.
Harvard's governing body says Gay will stay on as a faculty member, and they have named an interim president. Tonight, there are now new calls for MIT's president to step down, although the school's board has previously said she has their full support.
They're coming for you, baby. I mean, really, honestly, just between you and me, do we really give a damn who the president of MIT or Harvard or Yale, for that matter, or Penn or the Wharton School of... You know, I don't. I don't, except in this case, it's such a trifecta of the right wing that you have to pay attention to what happened here, okay? Now, some people are going to say that this was racial because, obviously Claudine Gay, the first black woman, but mostly black, president of Harvard, was, needled into resigning by questioning her commitment to fighting hatred on campus and her educational rigor. Really? Okay, so let's review what has happened here. And as always, anything really lunatic fringy, anything really maggot, anything really ugly, anything really, Trumpian begins in Florida. Oh, yeah. So here is what conspired to remove two Ivy League college presidents from their seats. All right. You had Ron Death Sentence, I swear to God, who was running on critical race theory. Remember all that? And Moms for Liberty just kind of exploded in a sex scandal and in a swinging, sort of a wife swapping that we used to call it, right? Sort of a thing. Remember? And so the Zieglers, she was the head of Moms for Liberty. They were very busy on the book banning and not saying gay and attacking Disney. This is what Ron DeSantis thought would be his entree into presidential politics. This was his setting the stage against, let's say elitism and diversity education and critical race theory and the LGBT community, all by, starting with the bathroom bills and working their way all the way up to banning books, okay? And it didn't sell. It didn't work for him. It wasn't happening. It wasn't producing. It wasn't, drawing the result that he expected he should be getting from doing this stuff. And so then he escalated into college too. Remember at first it was just like K through third grade, or then it was going to be, K through 12. And then he thought, no, it's really, we got to go for the college. We got to go for the universities. We got to go for the elite educational facilities, even though he was educated at both Harvard and Yale. Douchebag. So he went after a liberal arts college in northern Florida called the New School, okay? And he fired the entire board. He decided that he was going to take over this college, this public college, and he was going to put Christopher Rufo, the guy who started this book ban thing, the guy who started and backed Moms for Liberty, this culture warrior dude, who also, by the way, Harvard, not the real Harvard, Harvard Extension, got a master's degree from a Harvard Extension school. Is that as bad as having an honorary law degree? I don't know, because that's what I have. Maybe it's a little bit more elevated than mine. Okay, so anyway, Christopher Rufo, who went and got a master's degree from the Harvard Extension School, whatever the hell that is. I don't toil in the Ivy Leagues. Okay, he became in charge of the New School, and then realized that what he was doing in Florida at New School, where he was literally forcing teachers to resign, he was making life there so completely unrecognizable for them, and that students would shortly graduate anyway. They would matriculate out of university, out of school, and he would be left with a whole clean slate, and he could take over that school lock, stock, and diversity. I mean, he could change everything about this liberal arts college by doing this, by purging it. And so the purge begins. And he was successful in Florida at purging that university. And then they set their sights on the ultimate universities, the Ivy League. Something I have no idea how that life is. Okay, not a clue. However, we do know that there was a three-pronged attack. Chris Rufo dreamt this up, just so you know, okay? And what he imagined, because he's got his Harvard degree too, and DeSantis has a Harvard degree too, and Elise Stefanik has a Harvard degree too. Isn't that just something, everybody? They're all Harvard, all of them. Self-loathing much? I don't know. But they decided that they could launch this attack on the elite of the elite while making themselves appear populist, even though they have degrees from these elite institutions themselves. All right, to sort of clothe them in a populist, sort of an everyman position, even though they have no, like I say to you, honestly, I have no relationship to the Ivy League, no idea what it must be like to even walk on Harvard Yard. I have no idea what Cambridge is like. I have no earthly idea what Yale might be, or what Penn is, or what the Wharton School of Business and what. But they have no idea what my life is. They have no idea what your life is. They have no idea what every person in this country, sans the Ivy League educated, are living. They have no idea what a middle-class life is. None. Not a clue. They don't know what it's like to have to join the military to get an education, okay? They have no idea. So they're literally posing, because they're posers, as us now by attacking their own elitist universities. And they had a three-pronged plan to do it. Chris Rufo would get Elise Stefanik, his Harvard brethren or sister, to have a sham hearing in the House of Representatives, like the Education Committee, like a subcommittee of the Education Committee would have this hearing and invite these Ivy League presidents to testify. Meanwhile, he would start spreading rumors in the media that the Ivy League president of Harvard was really just a diversity hire. She's all about diversity, and that she's actually a plagiarist. And then he would go to the Wall Street donor class and get them to pull their money. And it worked. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.